Coming up on UT 10 News, it's Super Tuesday. We look at the latest from the Democratic primary.
We'll also follow how Toledo is being recognized as an inclusive city.
And Jillian Martin was at Savage Arena last Saturday as Luke Kanapke put up 31 points for the Rockets. But was it enough for the win? Your news in 10 minutes starts now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sarah McRitchie.
And I'm Kate Pence.
Since 1988, many states have held primary elections on the same day.
The goal is for states to have a stronger voice in selecting a candidate. This past week, I looked into Super Tuesday.
Today, 13 states will vote in the Democratic primary election. A little more than 1/3 of the 3,979 delegates are up for grabs. Super Tuesday can often influence voters that may have been undecided prior to this evening.
A lot of major donors tend to wait until after Super Tuesday to really put their money behind who they're going to support, and that's when you start to see candidates drop out.
After Super Tuesday, candidates will visit states that have not yet voted, such as Ohio and Michigan. To win the nomination, 1,991 delegates are needed. Only 154 delegates have been awarded so far.
We've been pushing that the point of a primary is to vote for who you want, and if that candidate wins, then yes, we'll support them in November, but regardless of whoever wins, we're going to support them in November.
You can check out the UT10 website tomorrow for your Super Tuesday results. Reporting from the Lucas County Early Vote Center, I'm Kate Pence, UT10 News.
A quick correction, that's 14 states, not 13. A microaggression is a slighted comment or action based in prejudice. It is meant to target a specific person by identifying them with a marginalized group. Reporter Kennedy Ellison looked into how students can report them.
The issue is that these small events are not being reported, that students are being left with a feeling where they just need to make it through this semester with this professor.
If you have witnessed a microaggression, these important steps can help you understand what to do next. Here at UT, the next step is to file a report at the Equal Employment Opportunity Office, located in the Center for Administrative Support, where an investigation will begin. This report is not confidential.
The staff member walked over to my table. I was sitting at the Dean's List luncheon, and she asked me some questions regarding my race.
The Office of Diversity and Inclusion encourages students to report every issue to help aid the investigation, even if they fear retaliation.
I'm Kennedy Ellison for UT 10 News.
A 2019 nationwide review of city law gave Toledo a perfect score in LGBTQ inclusion. This puts Toledo in the top 17% in the nation out of 500 ranked cities. The municipal index is conducted by the Human Rights Campaign, a LGBTQ political action committee. Some factors considered include representation in leadership and minimizing employment discrimination.
Making sure we have safe spaces for the LGBT community in our region. We also try to provide education.
Safe spaces are places intended to be free of bias, conflict, criticism, or potentially threatening actions.
Over 1,000 people showed up to the third annual Art of the Cut. The art museum showcased barbers from 7 local barbershops to display their artistry. The event ran from 3 to 6 in the evening.
We really think about how to give people a new experience at the museum, or maybe invite some new audiences in at the same time.
A museum spokesperson says this event is part of their programming that focuses on inclusion. According to a source from Student Affairs, the Green Fund has collected an average of $160,000 annually for the last 4 years. When the fund started back in 2013, the money went toward recycling and sustainability projects. As of last spring, the fund no longer supports recycling on campus. Most, if not all of the money, now goes to projects around campus, including to academic departments.
The chem storage acetone recycler. Chemistry didn't have enough money to buy it outright, and I think it was like a $7,000 device. They came to the Green Fund.
The Green Fund allocated $2,000 towards that project and currently has $165,000 left in the fund.
According to the Girl Scouts website, there were 900,000 fewer members in 2019. Membership has continued to decline since 2014 and then dropped a further 4 years later when the Boy Scouts started accepting girls. Currently, only 5 states have seen an increase in membership. These states include Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Indiana, and Illinois.
with the support of nearly 2,000 adult volunteers. One of the most important things for that retention is just the support of those Girl Scout volunteers.
Guston adds they are focusing more on STEM, outdoor learning, and civic duties to recruit more girls.
In January, former Ottawa Hills resident Pete Cadens announced he would be giving back to the Toledo community to the tune of $100 million.
Cadens invested in the cannabis industry, growing his company Green Thumb Industries to a net worth of $3 billion. After retiring at the age of 40, Cadens decided to put his wealth into something good, the Hope Toledo project.
If you want to make change, you go to the epicenter of inequity. You go to the place where change is most needed.
Covering college costs for the Scott High School seniors is the first big Hope Toledo project.
This can really change an entire community, and the opportunity to be a part of it has been awe-inspiring.
Cadens says that a long-term goal for Hope Toledo is to be able to do what he did for the Scott High School seniors and cover college costs for all Toledo public school students. Reporting from Scott High School, I'm Zane Omer, UT10 News.
The Houston Astros stole signs illegally in their World Series run in 2017.
So we sent out reporter Josh Schulk to look into where coaches draw the line.
The MLB recently punished the Astros for cheating back in 2017 by a fine of $5 million and losing first and second round picks for the next 2 drafts. The general manager and manager were also both suspended for a year. Local coaches say that they have seen similar types of foul play at the college level.
Because I coached in the SEC, there were some teams in the SEC that were doing that kind of stuff. They had a camera out in center field and they had a little light on their scoreboard, and every time they saw one go down, the little light would come on the scoreboard.
The accusations have raised some concerns around sports at UT.
Sign stealing in and of itself is okay as long as it's done within the game. But what they did was outside the game and outside the rules.
Associate Athletic Director for Communications, Paul Helgren, says that the strategy at UT is education for the student athletes and the coaches.
While the majority of teams and fans understand the unwritten rules, they also acknowledge that a line should be drawn when it comes to the nature of cheating in baseball and softball. I'm Josh Schulk, UT10 News.
The basketball regular season is almost over.
And Rockets were fighting for positioning in the MAC standing. Jillian Martin has the highlights.
That's right, Kate. The men were in a dogfight with Ball State, a team that already beat them earlier this year. Ball State started out on a strong note when Kyle Maller sinks a three-pointer off the rush, but Toledo fought their way back on the senior-to-senior connection as Willie Jackson feeds Luke Kanapke, who throws it down with ease. The Cardinals countered with a dunk of their own when Myron Thomas weaves his way through traffic and finishes at the rim. With time winding down in the first half, Marion Jackson nails a three, leaving the Rockets neck and neck with Ball State at the break. The second half belonged to the Rockets and Kanapke as he gets the pass from Keyshawn Saunders, drives his way to the hoop, and finishes with a right hand. As the Rockets try to hold on at the end of the second half, Kanapke hits yet another shot to put the game away. Kanapke finished with 31 points, and UT got the win 69-63.
Sometimes it's ready. Maybe they're ready to move on in the next phase of their life. Maybe we're ready to move on sometimes too. And looking at you, the guy, I'm never going to move on from there. If I could coach him another 5 more years, I would.
The Rockets return to the court tonight when they travel to face Northern Illinois. As soon as the college game ended, Toledo Police and Fire took to the court in the annual Battle of the Badges. The proceeds from the game are going to firefighters Local 92 and the TPD Patrolmen's Association. Team Fire started off the game hot as Luke Harmon gets the pass between defenders and twirls around for the score. Team Police got some points of their own, though, when Ryan Rutkowski goes coast to coast and lays it in. Then it's Rob Scott who hoists it up in traffic and gets nothing but net for 2 more Police points. The game belonged to the Fire, however, as coach Aaron Hay misses the three, but Adam Bevier picks up the loose change and banks it home. The Police tried to fight their way back when Montrese Brady gets the bullet pass and arches over the defender for a pair. But it wasn't enough as the Fire came away with the victory in a hard-fought battle.
We can bring families out to watch us play, and luckily for us, UT is gracious enough to let them also hang out for UT's game, and UT took home the W today, so everybody's a win-win for everybody.
They raised $400 for their charities that night.
That's a great game and a great cause. That's it for UT10 News. For the latest breaking news from campus and bios from all UT10 reporters, go to our website, ut10news.com.
And remember, you can watch the live stream of our newscast production every Tuesday at noon on our YouTube channel. For Kate Pence, Jillian Martin, and all of our crew, I'm Sarah McRitchie. Have a great week and stay tuned for more news from the UT campus.